basic financial information that will help them make the best decisions for their family. And so, we're going to get right into tonight's topic, understanding the wills and in estate planning and just the basis of it. We've been on this series for this month, and we just want to make sure that we review and identify, well, what is estate planning? And remember, estate planning is the process of just organizing your assets for distribution after death. It helps reduce family stress and legal complications and taxes. So, tools that are included in estate planning is wills, what we're going over tonight. It also includes trust, power of attorney, and much, much more. And so, we're just focusing tonight on the role of a will when it comes to estate planning. And just keep in mind, a will is a legal document that states your wishes for distribution of your assets, whether it's guardianship of minor children or just naming an executor, and it's activated upon your death. And so this legal document, it just outlines how a person's assets should be distributed after death, and then it names the beneficiaries, and the beneficiaries just decide, that's who you identify on who will receive what. And you can also designate guardians for your minor dependents, even when it comes to pets as well, and ensure that your wishes are carried out so that it will reduce those family disputes and just complication at this very sensitive time for families. Families are clear on what you want and how you would like your assets to be distributed. So, benefits of having a will, it avoids the state deciding how to divide your assets, and then it protects your loved ones and your minor children. It definitely speeds up the probate process, and it reduces that stress and conflict from family with trying to decide, well, oh, I know them best, or I know them when, and they would like X, Y, and Z. It just clarifies, makes it very clear. It ensures that your assets go to where you want, and it avoids the state laws deciding for you what will happen. And it appoints someone you trust to handle your estates. So, what can happen if you pass without a will? And so that would be like dying in state. And so it just depends on your state. The state laws will determine who inherits your asset. And it could be a very lengthy process for your loved ones and your beneficiaries. The court decides guardianship for your minor children, and it makes the probate process long and more expensive, and you have less control over how your estate is handled. So, just keeping that in mind, let's look at some key components of a will and what it includes. So, it includes an executor, and that's the person who carries out the will for you. The beneficiaries are the people, or even it could be an organization who you would like to receive your assets. And that's common now, whether it's your place of worship or your favorite nonprofit. Those type of organizations you can place in your will to receive X amount of assets, or even all your assets. It just depends on what your desires are. And so it also lists the assets and properties of what is being left behind, and most important, guardianship. If you have minor children in your care, those dependents. And so you want to list those assets and your beneficiaries. Designate an executor. It's a good thing to have more than one executor just in your mind, just in case life happens. Tomorrow's not promised to us, but it's always good to have a plan in place and prepare. And then talk to the individuals that you're looking to place a guardianship of your dependents and make sure that they're clear on what the plan is and what to do just in case something happens. And also in your will, you can include instructions for your debts and how you would like those things to be handled, who will be in charge of that, and your funeral wishes. Whether you want to be cremated or whether you would just like a celebration service or you just want to be memorialized. And so that's really clear and makes your wishes known to your loved ones. And I know you guys are thinking like, oh my goodness, well, I'm so young. Why should I even be considering putting a will in place right now? And I don't even know if it's right for me. But if you are an adult and you have any assets or someone depending on your income, you should have a will. Especially, especially important for parents with those minor children, for homeowners, business owners, and blended families. You need a will in place to help ease this that sensitive moment, that transition, for whether it's a transition with your business partners or just your family members, to protect what you care about, what you're going, the why on why you are earning the income and you're dedicated to your lifestyle now. What's important to you, that should be listed in your will. Now, how you can create a will, some steps to writing a will. Remember, it's important. You might want to hire, not you might want to, it would be a good thing to hire an estate planning attorney or use a legal service. We're here at OIC 10K to provide you some advice as well. You want to speak to someone about it to get more information. A will must be put in writing, it must be signed by you, and then the witness, it varies, depends on your state, on the witness and how you collect the witness signature. And then you want to update it if life change. And so that change could be a divorce or a marriage or kids or even a major purchase. Because remember, real property also is listed in a will. And to look at the steps and the things that you would list in the will, listing your assets, your debts, choosing your beneficiary, picking that executor, decide on guardianship if it's needed, and doing your homework and understanding the laws in your states that authenticate a will and those just needed components. And then you want to store your will safely, and this is a document that you should update annually, because each year we accumulate, whether we're accumulating property or you are accumulating debt, or you are just enjoying your life, you're attaining your goals, your will should reflect that, just to have that plan in place. And so, to dispel some common myths, what people think that wills are about. We're just gonna get rid of some of those myths and identify some facts in versus fiction. One myth is only wealthy people need a will. That's not the case. If you have someone depending on your income, you need a will. If you own any assets, you need a will. And so wills are for everyone. And another myth is that a will prevent your loved ones from going to probate court. That's not the case as well, but it does help expedite the process, make it a little smoother, and it clearly defines what your wants and your wishes are to your loved ones and to your executors. And then the last myth is once written, it never needs updating. Oh, yes, it needs updating, especially it should reflect your life events, the things that you're accumulating in life, your goals, or you're accomplishing your goals. As you accomplish your goals, you should update your will, having that plan in place, keeping that clear communication, and then storing the will in a safe place and informing your loved ones where the will is stored. It does you no good service or your family members if they don't know where your sensitive documents are. They just will be responding and reacting to the situation or the news without really having a clear step or a direction to go. So we want to make sure we're avoiding some of those common mistakes, making by making sure we're updating if we experience a divorce, if we get married, as life change, remember to update that will, and making sure that you're following your state guidance and requirements of how the witness should sign the will according to your state laws, and then not overlooking the digital assets that you may have as well. We um we can use a lot of digital documents that are available to us for free to just help us get started. There's a lot of good templates that you can find that can just get you started. But how you definitely want to get started is just listing everything. You do not want to find yourself continuing to put it off, and then it's too late for you and your loved ones. Before we leave you today, we just want to caution you and make sure that you are putting this as a priority in your life for you and your family. You don't want to be like the Carter family. And although the Carter family, they're just like any other American family. They're busy loving each other, and they're always putting things off until life calms down for them. Like, okay, well, we'll do it this weekend or we'll do it next week. You know what? We have a holiday coming up, so we'll focus then. But David Carter, the dad, he was the breadwinner and he was a hardworking electrician with a small contracting business. And his wife, Michelle, she stayed home with their youngest son, Jordan, while their teenage daughter focused on her college applications. So they were accomplishing their goals, they were partnering together. But David had always talked about putting these sensitive documents in place and putting a plan in place um, to to um to put his estate and his affairs in order. He talked about getting life insurance. He had mentioned setting up a trust for his kids, but he said he was 42 and he was healthy. And guess what? He was always on the go. And he said, "We always got time, Michelle. Just, wait till things get a little bit settled. Just wait till I get this next contract or I finish this project." But then came the heart attack. And it was sudden and it was fatal without warning. One minute he was installing a ceiling fan, and the next he was gone. Michelle, she was devastated, but her real nightmare had just begun. So without that estate plan in place, without the will, the things, those sensitive documents, and the plan that when they planned for a drastic change, without that being in place, everything David owned became part of a tangled legal process. So his business had no succession plan. His clients, they disappeared. Projects went unpaid, and the tools were taken by contractors who claimed them. With no clear instructions or legal documents, his business collapsed in weeks. And the family's home was bought in David's name alone, just for the tax reasons. And so it was frozen in probate. Michelle had to petition the courts just to pay the mortgage, and David's bank accounts were locked as well. His truck he used for work, it was repossessed. Even the life insurance David had through his job went to his estranged brother because he was too busy to update those sensitive documents. And the name beneficiary from years ago, he never updated it. So Michelle, she did her best to try to contest things, but the legal fees were too high. Meanwhile, Michelle, she had no income. She wasn't able to access David's accounts. And guess what? The bills kept coming. Those bills don't say, oh, you had a traumatic life experience. You know what? We're going to put you in forbearance, and that's okay. You don't have to pay this light bill. You don't have to worry about groceries. We got you. That doesn't exist. Only in a movie, right? And so we definitely need to have a plan in place. And Michelle's son, he looked so confused. He was grieving, and he was like, Mom, why are we about to lose our home? I just don't understand this. Because his parents, they had no estate plan. And something that should have been a smooth transition became a financial and emotional disaster. The court eventually divided the estate, but it took 18 months. 18 months of stress, uncertainty, and irreversible changes. Even their daughter, she had to give up her dream of going to her favorite university until things were sorted out by the court. So this is just a cautionary story about how it is so important. Don't think that, oh, I'm not wealthy like that. This is not important. It is important. So please take action. Don't delay because accidents, they happen. Life happens. Talk to your family about your wishes. Review and update your will regularly, and then consult a professional for the complex situations. We are here at OIC 10K. You can go to our website at www.oic10k.com. And we really appreciate you just tuning in, getting this information. If you would like to hear it again, you can check it out on our YouTube channel at OIC 10K Totally Lit. Thank you for allowing us to share this information with our community. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much. That has been my time. I'm going to turn it back over to you, Business Director Ronald George.
Outstanding job.